Welcome, my friends. This is Maniacal Incorporated, continuing on with my Frankie Donovan run. My only Irish need apply Empire of Saints and Sinners. A reference to Ireland, the island of saints and scholars. We are in St. James's Gate in Chicago, not in Dublin, and we're going to talk to Henry. Apparently, there is something wrong with the brew. We'll go over.
Can do.
And we'll see what's up with him.
Hey.
So they got a problem. That's always great to hear. I didn't exactly plan for a problem to happen. Not really how it works, right? They always just happen to the word. What is the problem? I'm a busy man. So we need some new mash tuns, and soon. Why? What's wrong with these ones? So they're old. That's what's wrong with them. Leads to contamination. We're making subpar product. I don't care. We could possibly make poison. Is subpar poison just beer? Okay, look. What can I do about it? So they need another brewery. Preferably one with a spare mash tun that ain't being used. And if it just so happens, I know where one is. Out with it then. Where? So the Northside Mob have a brewery. And this guy is telling us that we should attack it. I'd rather not make my relationship with the Northside Mob worse at the moment. So there's another way, but it's not as fun. Just get another brewery. We can Frankenstein a mash tun out of other parts and get something that's better than the mess we've got now. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Fine. So that's a bit of a nuisance. Because I don't think we're in a position to take on any of the big derelict buildings at the moment. And that's what I'd like to do, to convert into a brewery. I don't really want to convert one of the smaller buildings into a brewery. Cyril, how did you get over there? I actually thought that was going to be a different mission. There's a couple of different missions that you can get, and there is one where certain people become involved and they attack you in your brewery, or you have to go and attack them. I thought that's what it was going to be. So we've been told that we can get a new trait for Frankie Donovan, and in reality, I don't like any of them. We can get gut shot, shoot them in the belly, and apply bleed. Run and gun, he already has run and come on, so I don't know. Or break shot. Break shot is kind of interesting. I might go for gut shot. And the other thing I have done is I have given him the shotgun that we got in the last mission, in the last episode. Will I give him the knuckle dusters? I don't know if it'll do anything for him. He does, on occasion, end up making melee attacks. Do you know who actually has better melee? And he has nothing yet. We'll give him to, well, he doesn't have better melee, but what I mean is his melee is better than Norah's. And in general, Frankie's going to be using the come on for his melee attacks. So yeah, I think this is a better idea. Now, what I'm doing at the moment is I have the gang, and they are converging on... I have no idea where they're going. This building, actually. So we're going to take this building over and convert it into a brewery. If we manage to get out of here alive, we have 7 people to face off against.
Gonna hammer you down.
So let's see how everything goes. I think what we can do with Frankie is run and come on against this guy and get him up into the corner.
I'm on it. I'm gonna batter you.
So he's still standing, but he's actually bleeding out. So he is dead. Don't worry. And if we have a 100% shot on this guy...
You're gonna pay!
Okay. I think we will bring Norah up to these bricks and pretty much put an overwatch on. Pretty much on this guy. Cyril. Yeah, Cyril can't do much either. And now... we get him over here.
Understood.
And give him an overwatch as well.
Hello, idiots.
So poor Frankie is getting surrounded. Somebody else is coming in.
For you.
He's in a bad position. So our overwatch didn't do great. Oh, that was fantastic. Well done, Cyril. Right. So Frankie is facing off. Look at this. 2 lads in front of him. 3 in front of him. What can he do? Get him to swap weapons. Oh, shotgun blast. And can he get everybody in the cone? Possibly.
Moving in.
So one's dead. One is badly injured. If we're in luck, Norah should be able to take that guy out. Cyril's in an awkward position. We can get him in here. He's an 81 on that guy, or he'll probably take some damage from him. Do you know Frankie's taking a battering, so if we can start taking out the people in front of him. We can actually swap weapons back to his pistol. And so after getting 10 kills with handguns, Frankie Donovan has been awarded the Steady Hands trait. So every time you get 10, 25, 50, 75 and 100 kills with a specific type of weapon, you get various different traits. So Frankie now has Steady Hands. And what are we going to do here? Overwatch the living daylights out of him? That guy's already dead, so I don't know why he's doing that. That was a bad all move by that guy. He was being overwatched by the 2. He's now bleeding, so I'd say he's probably going to bleed out. If we can get... let's see if Frankie can melee attack him and get more benefits.
Come here to me. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Every count kills. I meant to say every kill counts. I'm going to take my money. We're going to take over this building and we're going to set it up. We can't set it up as a brewery because we don't have the money. I did forget that we're in a bit of a money crisis. So it doesn't go completely to waste. Do you know what? Setting it up as a hotel would be a complete and utter waste. I'm going to call it. I'm going to set up a brothel. And that could very well be a reference to somebody in the Maniacal Inc. Discord. But I'm going to change the name to the Monto. The Monto is an actual, or it was an area in Dublin, in Ireland, ironically, behind the Pro Cathedral. And it was a region that was split by a road called Montgomery Street, or a street called Montgomery Street, and that was shortened to Monto and applied to the whole region. It was one of the largest and most famous red light districts in all of Europe, until the establishment of the Irish Free State. The legend has it that the future King Edward VII, when he was still the Prince of Wales, lost his virginity there. So if anybody finds it, you might get a reward if you find the royal virginity, if it's hanging around there somewhere. There's a couple of really famous places in the Monto. Probably the most famous would be Bellacones. It's mentioned in because the Monto serves as the basis of Night Town, not Night City, Night Town in Joyce's Ulysses. But the reason that it's kind of, I won't say meaningful to us, or the reason that I'm including it here, during the War of Independence, or in the aftermath of the War of Independence, Dan Breen, when he went to write his autobiography, it was ghostwritten, but he said in his autobiography, My Fight for Irish Freedom, that the working girls of Dublin gave untold service to the Republic, because their main customer was the British Army. So these guys would come down, British officers, British soldiers, they would go into the brothels in the Monto. The girls would ply them with drink, get them drunk. That's how you start upselling, offering them bigger and bigger package deals. The deluxe package, the good son package. So they would get the officers and the soldiers drunk, partake in the services required, and then, while the British officers were sleeping, they would take their weapons, they would steal their weapons, and they would leave them in public houses, which were known to be frequented by or owned by members of the Irish Republican Army. So the IRA in Dublin got a lot of its weapons from brothels. So now we're going to call this region the Monto.
Ah, now we're talking. That's my kind of place.
So we have 75 quid. We're not really in a position to do too much. Dean now is getting worried about our expansions. We're shown ambition. I respect it. I'd hate to have trouble with you. How about you give me a cut of your take? Say 2,000. I don't have it. Respectfully, I'm not giving you anything. I am ambitious. I get what I want. Or I can't afford that. I will say we'll go with this one. So we've been told that after working with another character who also has the immigrant trait, Norah has earned the nickname Old Country. Okay. We need more customers in this region. Sure. So Norah, Dr. Norah, Old Country Quinn, Medicine Woman. Go and sort out Frankie. He's bleeding out in front of the brothel. And you know what? Sort out that lad as well.
I'm on it.
So this is a rather chaotic scenario. We see two gangsters talking to a journalist, standing around a crate of something or other. So we're running up in this direction. We're going to see if we can talk to the journalist. A ton of things that I upgraded have come true. Can we talk to the journalist without getting into trouble?
Need something?
Come here, I want to talk to you. What the hell are you yelling at? Hello, gentlemen. Doesn't want any trouble. She's trying to start her career as a journalist. It's my dream, you see. Can you help? How? So she wants to interview us. And we're laughing at the fact that they put a rookie in charge of the most dangerous story in New York. That doesn't say New York. That's not what that said. Yeah, so I'm the best they got and they know it. I don't think so. Oh goodness. Thank you. So we're going to start the interview. This is basically an opportunity for us to get upgrades to our skills, to some of our RPG stats. So, I heard you did some time not too long ago. What did you get done in for? So if we say I jammed 2 screwdrivers deep in some 2-bit criminal's head, our melee will go up. If we say the gun answer, our marksmanship goes up. Or the hooch answer, I actually don't know what goes up. But we're going to go for the melee one, because we want to improve Frankie's melee. It'll mean that his Unleash Fury does more damage and I think has higher success chances. How did the cops catch you? When he didn't get back up, I had to call the cops because I couldn't stand the smell. How long did they hold you? So again, we have some options. I busted out. I think, is that leadership? This one would be persuasion. So I think we'll go for that one. So our persuasion skill goes up by 1. You bribed the cops? Ain't that a kick in the head? So what are you up to these days? Robin Hooch, taking over Chicago, or thinking about becoming a radio star? That's persuasion. Robbing hooch, that might be leadership. One of them's intimidation. Oh, this was intimidation as well. And the last one then is any parting words. So again, carry a big gun for marksmanship. I don't know what this one is. And punch anyone that gets in your way. So we got 2 points of melee there. That's fantastic. So she's going to write up the story. We're looking forward to seeing it. And you know what? Let's give her... I was going to say let's give her another story, but we've gotten a letter from home. It says to bring our half a fin and meet our contact at the cellar in Fulton Market. He'll be wearing a suit. We'll know who it is because he's going to be wearing a suit. Feck it. Let's get it over with. Let's also... We get 10 notoriety. Let's also give her a story. Is she fighting with us? She is. She's taking out her gun. Fair play to her. So there is Frankie. It'll be a great opportunity to do the shotgun. But I think that friendlies can take damage as well. So we don't want that. So we're now demonstrating. Oh, she's ran. She ran away. So Frankie's first attack was a kind of a surprise attack. Then everybody ran away and kind of took cover. And then Frankie got another attack. And look what he did. We got 280 quid. Take the loot. And this is our main one. Is what's in the box. Liniment tonic and smelling salts. These aren't weapons. Our temporary business agreement with the White City Circus has ended just as we came into the building. We've been told to look for somebody in a suit. Everyone in here has a suit. There's a ton of them. Cyril has also learned a new talent. We could train him to use a machine gun. I think he can already use submachine guns, so I won't give him that. Guile. All attacks made against flanked or exposed characters gain an additional 20 crit chance, or killing a target grants you a free move bonus. I think we might go with Guile.
That's swell.
Right, so now we have to figure out who looks to have the biggest, most Irish head on them. That's how we know. Is it you? Gabriel, do you have our weapons? What are you playing at? No. Pardon me, thought you were somebody else. Oh, almighty. Antonio!
I'm on it.
Anton O. What?
Okay.
Is it an Irish name? No, sorry, not who I was looking for. Okay.
Not a bother. Hey.
Cliff Gurno? Oh, Cliff, go away. Go away with your old Denny boy. Go away out of that. Maybe another time. Who else are we? John...
Not a bother.
John O'Berta? That sounds like an Irish name. I'm not sure that's legal. Oh, God. No. That's not him either. Our brother Liam is down at the door. We'll see if Liam knows who... Wait, Liam? Liam? Cyril? Frankie? Jesus Christ, Liam, you're my contact. It's really nice to see you. So, here is Liam O'Donovan. We saw that he said to Dean O'Banion that he had one brother, and I think was it 7 sisters? So there were the 3 Donovan brothers. Tom died in the 1916 Rising, so here is Liam. It's really nice to see you. Of course. Sure didn't me brother Tom die a hero for the cause, and me brother Frankie had to flee Ireland to avoid the wrath of our oppressors, and here he is in the new world still ready to fight for freedom. Sure it's only the right thing to do. Or to be doing. So, we're going to see Liam presented in a very strange light. He's a very much a 2-dimensional caricature, and so he's going to be an idealist. He's going to be an absolute pain in the hole, and there is no other way around it. Like it's kind of the way it's written. He's just an absolute pain in the hole. So he's telling us all this stuff. We can either tell him that's it in the nutshell, or you're naive to think that it's as clear cut as that. Sure, let's go with that one. What does that mean? We can say never mind or never mind. So, yeah. Where's the room for our own life in it all? Sure, we'll say that. Well, I don't know about all that, but I do know it's the right thing to do. What's been happening with you over here? We'll tell him that we're building up a business. A business, fair play. You're obviously busy. That explains why you haven't been writing home. You're always good at working with your hands. I'm sure you found your feet. Hands and feet. Liam, how have you not been shot yet? Protected by the Lord Almighty himself, who recognizes the righteousness of our cause. So we do get this kind of religious angle at the start. It seems to come in at the start and be dropped. I think Frankie Donovan and his entire mission story are a bit like a microcosm of the game itself. Far too many ideas thrown together. Some of them continued, some of them abandoned. It kind of goes all over the place. Jesus. So where's the machine guns? Tommy guns for killing Tommies. They're in my brewery. Your brewery? Oh, he's getting judgmental already. But that's against the law. What are you getting yourself wrapped up in? We could say let it go. Taking the opportunities available to me. So is armed insurrection. We'll tell him that armed insurrection is also against the law. He just drops it, ignores it. I'm glad it's you that's going to watch my back. I wouldn't want anyone else to do it. No one else is as loyal to the cause. Right, thanks. I'll see you there. No one else is as loyal to the cause. That is going to be dropped as well. We're going to see Liam turning into an arsehole. Well, he's already an arsehole. And we're going to... The only really important decision that we make in this entire tree is whether to give Liam the weapons or to give them to somebody else. We're going to see that there's no incentive for us to give the weapons to Liam. There's no kind of... We're going to be made an offer that we simply can't refuse. I will refuse it. Liam is an arsehole. Now they drop this as well. They don't play on this anymore. This idea that Frankie was loyal. It's just right. Thanks. So they don't play on kind of like his sense of duty to Ireland or anything like this. You can see that they had so many ideas for how this was going to play out, and most of them just get dropped. The Canadian Maple Association. Hey, Frankie Donovan. You're starting to make a splash in this town, and some important folks have begun to notice. They call themselves the Canadian Maple Association, and they want to meet you. I wouldn't keep them waiting. That's very appropriate, because in the last few days, the Canadian House of Commons passed a motion that March is also Irish Heritage Month in Canada, so let's go and talk to them. It'll be better than talking to that ape Liam. Well, look, we're over here. It would be rude if we were to just run past Liam, so we'd better, you know what, we'd better go across. We'd better go across him and listen to the old ape. Of course. But you can probably tell already that I really do not like Frankie Donovan's mission. So you're wrapped up in all this prohibition nonsense? That's what you've been up to? Some of it, yeah. I'm not after your approval. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that one. I don't imbibe myself. I don't see what all the fuss is about. So, the Irish revolutionaries are being presented as this kind of like crazed religious teetotalers. A lot of the people who were teetotalers during the 1916 Rising and the War of Independence were teetotalers because... Hello? Can I help you? I'm talking to my brother. They were teetotalers because they were disciplined. From 1906 onwards, the Irish Republican Brotherhood had started purging its ranks of people that they felt were a threat to the organisation because of their enjoyment of imbibing a bit too much. It's also, there's an armed conflict going on, so, you know, you don't really have a huge amount of time for drinking. This idea that they were all kind of teetotaler religious fanatics is it's a bit off. But it seems as though that's the direction that they're going with here. Let's just go in. The quicker you get your guns home to the cause, the better. In we go after Liam. Oh lords, what's this? How will we ever fight them off? So it's not the fact that there's kind of a negative interpretation of the War of Independence or the 1916 Rising. It's that it's such a strange, bizarre, and inaccurate portrayal. I really don't know where it came from. And we're going to see that the story actually just goes further and further off the rails as it continues. So there is Frankie's 10th kill with a melee weapon, so he now has the Thirst for Violence trait. Some of these traits are really powerful, like one where you get 20 HP back every time you complete a melee kill. But now we actually get to use some of our own guards in this entire operation. Do you know what? They're just cannon fodder. We can just throw them in. That was a mistake. That was a mistake.
It's your grave, buddy.
We're lucky we had the two movement things there. So there is Norah. Where's the other guy? Is there another guy? There isn't another guy. Never mind. He's probably going to attack our guard, so it doesn't make much of a difference. Cyril. We'll bring Cyril up. And here is another guard. We'll probably end up killing him before anyone else does anything.
Yeah, victory! That's what I'm fucking talking about.
We get some money. We'll go and talk to Al.
Right away.
And Al tells us that they were held up. How much booze did they take? None. They just took the crate of guns. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, it's not as simple as just getting rid of Liam. No, he's going to have to be hanging around a while.
I'm on it.
Those feckin'. I'll feckin' kill him. So Liam is being presented as this kind of raving lunatic over in the corner. You've not killed anyone before, Liam. It's not as easy as all that. Or it's easy to act the hard man. It's harder to pull the trigger. What was I doing here? Throwing rocks at them? Yes, you were, because you didn't actually take any actions. So what we can do is we can ask him if he's been in the fighting at home. Which again is a reference to the War of Independence. Of course I have. I've done what's required of me. So, we're disillusioned with the cause. We're dismissive of the cause. We're now proud that our brother is taking part in the cause. What now? So we can tell him, I can't do any more with this, or you're on your own. They seem quite similar. I can't do any more. None of these are actually options. All we're doing is just going down a different dialogue tree. It's all leading in the exact same direction to one branch. One fork, I suppose, where our decision is important. Kind of, a small bit. It's that easy. You'd walk away from everything we're fighting for. I can't do this by myself, Frankie. I don't know anyone here. I need your help. I went through him in the last episode. Clan na Gael. De Valera is there. Go talk to Harry Boland. There's the Friends of Irish Freedom. Diarmaid Lynch is the secretary of the Friends of Irish Freedom. Half the country's American. Go and talk to any of them. You don't need him. This is the only attempt to so we had it there a couple of minutes ago. It was like, you're loyal to the cause, and now it's like you'd walk away from Ireland, you'd walk away from what we're fighting for. They don't play up to this enough to make Liam a sympathetic character, or to make the player think, oh, there's something bigger than money in Ireland. Liam, I won't walk away from family. If you get if you help me with my guns, I can get you money. That'll help your businesses, won't it? How much? 1,000 when we send them home. Intimidation. I'm sure the rebels have a few more pennies in the attic. We're going to see this a few times, I think maybe once more, where they kind of try to represent the Irish as being penniless. They will be referred to as penniless rebels at one stage. Like I said, De Valera is on the way to making $5 million in the United States at this point in time. In a year's time, around May of 1921, April or May of 1921, Cathal Brew, the Minister for Defence, will write to Harry Boland asking him where a sum of money has disappeared to. It was earmarked for the purchase of weapons, and it's disappeared. 200,000 to 300,000 US dollars is the figure that they are talking about. So they have quite a lot of money. I know, again, I've pointed it out numerous times that this game is not meant to be historically accurate. It's based on a kind of a zeitgeist, a point in time, a feeling, or a spirit of the age. But I don't really understand why you need to bring... They're trying to say something about the War of Independence. I don't know what. We're going to intimidate him. Alright, 2,000 when we send them home. So here it is. If we help Liam with his guns, this is what we're hoping to get. So we tell him that we know somebody who might be able to find info. He runs out the door. He's gone.
Sure thing.
And we're going to go and look for Sal. Sal is the guy who narrates the tutorials, and he is involved in pretty much every single mission. If he's close by, we might just go and talk to him. There he is.
Will do. Not a bother.
So we meet up with Sal, and he knows our name. Sal? Taxi Sal? I hear you're a man who knows things. I know enough. I keep my ear to the underground. How's your brother? Our brother was killed in the 1960s. Oh, the other... him. Yeah, never mind him. So he heard about the Tommy guns. I don't suppose you know who took them? Not off the top of my head. I'll ask around for a price. $500. Let's see if we can intimidate him. I think we knocked it down to 400. Because we're friends. Nice doing business with you, Sal. So we have 101 notoriety. God, that brooch. And Sal has gone off looking for our Tommy guns. And what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to pause. I'm going to zoom out, see if there's any targets to attack, or if there is, because there's a lot of them popping up, if there's any missions that we should look into immediately. So one mission that we have that we can start right away is we can talk to Norah. She has something on her mind. What is it? Did I ever mention Dr. Ewers to you? Doesn't ring a bell. He used to work at the Michael Reeves Hospital. Oh, Michael Reese Hospital. Oh, Jesus. The Michael Reeves Hospital. Oh, boys. He and I never really got along, though. Right from the start. Things escalated on both sides, I'm not proud to say. But in the end, Dr. Ewers took a patient's life and blamed it on me, and it cost me my job. So I imagine you don't forgive somebody that does that to you. She needs to teach him a lesson, and she knows where he is. And will we come with her? Of course. So, thank you, boss. I feel a lot better once we put this thing behind us. He likes to hang out in Dominic's deck. We should go there, and I'll talk to him. And then I want him out of Chicago. Let's go. Dyer is offering us a non-aggression pact. Do you know what? I think we'll accept.
Fucking aces.
Now that's just swell.
I didn't even have time to pause the game, or just barely had. Dino Benyon is offering us a non-aggression pact. Look at this. For an era of peace and prosperity, we'll accept.
Now that's just swell.
Now, the handy thing about Norah's mission to meet Dr. Ewers is that it's in a completely different neighborhood. So I have traveled there by taxi, and we can see that there are a couple of places around here. We might find that the place is largely empty, or that it provides maybe some better opportunities for expansion. We'll see if we can figure out who these people are. The Jenna crime family. Okay.
Fair enough. Sure thing.
There's actually a different mob across here. They might be a non-mob faction. They are indeed Jordan's Rock Posse. While we're over here, before we go and meet with Norah's friend, do you know what? Another one of Big Jim's stashes.
I'm on it. Come here to me and I'll bait you. Oh, Doc!
You know what? He could still do the job.
I'm on it. Come here to me.
Before he was nerfed, Donovan could clear out 4 to 7 people quite easily.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
So I think we got 80 quid from that.
Sure thing.
And into our stash. Ooh, government issue body armor. We will take that. So we'll do a bit of switching around. Cyril has 63 HP, so I will give him the one with the highest armor rating. If we come to Frankie, I will give him the one that Norah is currently wearing. It has 1 armor. And then for Norah, I will give her this metal-lined waistcoat with 3 points of armor. And also, I think we'll start Norah off with a better revolver as well, or a better handgun. So, this one we'll see damage is 14 to 19, whereas the new service revolver is 23 to 25. The crit chance drops, but she does have a bonus to crit chance from one of her skills, and crit damage also goes up. So, yeah, we'll take the new service revolver for Norah as she goes to meet her old friend.
Right away.
So we've met another non-faction faction, or a non-boss faction. They're actually quite sizable.
Of course.
And there are a couple of places here that that could be attacked.
On it.
But for now, we're gonna wander down here and meet Norah's friend back at Slointe. Somebody is asking for us. A strange man asking for us. I'd say that's Sal, so we'll tell him we'll be right there. Norah is learning skills like the devil. She's gotten a new bulletproof vest, a new gun, new skills. I'd say she's trying to intimidate this lad. Either remedy or hack and slash. Again, she's not somebody that I want in close combat, so remedy or 360 degree. Do you know, I've gone with remedy a couple of times when I've used her, and I've never actually used it. So let's see how hack and slash does.
That's so good.
We have met Joseph Saltus. In this game, he is the leader of the Saltus gang. Historically, however, he was the leader of the Saltus McCurlin gang, of which Frank McCurlin was a member. An Irish-American gangster who was the first to popularize the use of a Thompson submachine gun in September of 1925, when he tried to kill another Irish-American gangster. Spike O'Donnell of the South Side O'Donnells will greet him.
Sure.
I don't think we'll go and meet him just yet. They redirected me to another mission, so... Well, this is Dominic's deck, so we'll enter. So, Norah talks to us. She says that it goes without saying, myself and Dr. Ewers have a lot to say to each other. This will probably end in a fight. But you'll let me handle this one, won't you? Of course, lead the way. So we could have Frankie go and talk, but we will click on Norah. And I think I will actually have to... Why are you all dressed the same? He was over here. He was hiding from us. We should have been a bit suspicious by the puddle of blood that he's standing in. He says, hit me. If you insist. You, Norah? What the hell are you doing here? I figured you'd have run back home to Ireland by now. You know no one in Chicago has any use for you, don't you? Chicago's my home, Dr. Ewers. I beg to differ. You don't belong here. You're of no use to anyone. I tried to tell you. Why don't you do us all a favour and get back on that damn flea-infested boat you crawled out of? So she can say, I have a better idea. How about you leave Chicago tonight, or I kill you? Or, you'll want to be watching that mouth of yours, Doctor. You don't know who you're dealing with. Sure, we'll intimidate him a bit. I know exactly who I'm dealing with. Norah the Pox Quinn. It's Norah Old Country Quinn to you. You were a disgrace, and you're a disgrace now. You think it was just me that didn't want you around the hospital? Patients couldn't stand to have you and your goddamn spots near them. So we could either persuade him to leave, or we could just begin combat. He has insulted Ireland. And he has insulted spots on Norah's face. We'll begin combat, and we'll deal with him.
Not a bother.
Here we go.
I think we could just have Frankie bash this guy's head in. Let's see if we can get him to here. I don't think it makes a difference who actually delivers the killing blow, but I think it's quite poetic if we could give it to Norah. And we won't be able to. Or maybe we can. He's bleeding. We will put Cyril over here. We will put him on Overwatch.
Yeah,
And it turns
that's what
over
I'm
to
talking about.
Dr. Ewer's turn, and he took some bleeding damage from the surgical precision that Norah applied to him, and he died. We got $64. Take the loot. And where's Frankie?
Right away.
Are you well?
I'm grand. It's over, I suppose. It's never that satisfying in the end. These are the same options regardless of whether he dies or whether you get him to run away. It's never that satisfying in the end, is it? I guess not. But it's done anyway. Thank you for your help, Frankie. I couldn't have done it without you. Don't mention it. So look at that. We gained a doctor's bag, 10 notoriety, $8,700, and Norah is happy. Aww. So I'm after heading back to our main neighbourhood. We're going to attack a medium-sized derelict building, now that we have a good chunk of money. And we're going to, if we win, we're going to use it to set up a brewery. And that'll satisfy Henry in St. James's Gate. So where is a good place to start for Frankie? I think...
Not a bother. Come here to me.
Almost one-shotted him. Almost one-shotted him. Are we in a position? Just about. If we can crit and hit with both of them. Okay, it was a good attempt. It was a good attempt.
Who's this?
Oh, Cyril, no! Ah, Cyril. It was a sucker punch. Cyril, or not Cyril, but Norah is trying out her new gun. She's put that guy bleeding. Fantastic. It's entirely possible he'll lose 20 points of damage in the next engagement. Cyril has a penalty because the guy is standing so close to him. Will it tell us? It won't. So what we could do... Swap out weapons. 100%. Down he goes.
Gonna hammer you down.
Ah, poor Cyril.
Knock him around. Kill him.
Back to square one. Somebody has had the bad idea of standing right in front of Frankie. I thought they'd survived. Norah. isn't in a position to hit that guy. I think that other guy must have died, so fantastic. We could... I think we might have Norah do an overwatch here. Oh, I thought he was going to go down. I was a bit too overconfident. We need to get a more powerful weapon for Cyril.
Gonna hammer you down.
They have their own doctor. Now let me see. No, not what I want. Want the weapon. And Shotgun Blast is 1 AP, so we can get Frankie to here. We could execute that guy on the ground as well, but we're a bit busy. So I could. Can I hit the 3 of them and not hit Cyril? I think so.
Take that, you fucking gobshite.
I thought you would have killed him. But he's bleeding, so it's fine. Let's, double shot.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Swell.
Not too shabby. 886, we get some Nerve Tonic. Temporarily reduce the amount of damage taken by 50% for 2 rounds. We get an M1911 pistol and another doctor's bag. Let's take the loot. We will take over the building. And we will turn it into a brewery. And let's go into my list of brewery names. I was 2 characters off of fitting in the Hills of Connemara, which is what I'd like to have called it. The Hills of Connemara was a notorious region for the brewing of poteen, illegal Irish moonshine, especially into the late 18 and early 1900s. So in honour of that distilling region, we will call our new brewery the Hills of Connemara.
Enough of your yapping. Brew some booze.
Frankie, that's a very good point. I really am talking too much. And that's actually a fantastic time to get a business arrangement from Dean O'Banion that will decrease the cost of our brewery. I accept. So we're becoming good friends with Dean. What I want to do is get Norah to... do you know what? They're all fine.
I'm on it.
I thought, what's his name actually needed a bit more healing. But he's grand. So I've put some money into upgrades. We're going to go and talk to a shady stranger. Apparently somebody is sizing us up. He's got something we might want to know. Is that so? Seems your arrival ain't so welcome here. Guy over there has been sizing you up. I'll introduce myself. And he says that's a good idea. So it's this gentleman.
Right
Let's go and
away.
talk to him.
What?
So what? You think you're some kind of feckin' tough guy, walking around like you own the feckin' place? And we say, who the feck is asking? God, that's shiny. You talk to your man like that? None of your feckin' business. You want to prove that you're hot poop? Then feckin' prove it. So, do you know what? We'll just begin combat. I think some other mobsters have actually joined in. There was 2 over here in this direction. Frankie is after going off. I don't know where he is. We'll get him to here.
I'm on it. Come here to me and I'll bait you.
So that's the lad that was saying mean things to us. He's not dead. He's bleeding out, as we can see by the fact that he's still moving, and it says he's bleeding out. So we can help him to bleed out faster.
I'm on it. Gobshite.
Boys, they'll be scrubbing the pavement for weeks. I don't know what that achieves, but you know what? It's a bit of fun. I wonder if you execute 10 people, is there an ability for that as well? Or a trait,
Wonderful.
I should say. So we will put Cyril. You know what? Yeah, sure. Lads, between the two of ye, that you couldn't kill him. But you know what? If Frankie misses that,
I'm on it.
if Frankie fails to kill a man with 2 HP,
Come here to me.
we will have Norah. Yeah, probably not a lot we can do. And she has him bleeding, fair play. Cyril doesn't have great movement.
Right away.
I was going to say, if he hit,
Oh, feck it.
along with the bleeding, he would have died that turn. Yeah, it is grand. It is grand.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Now, if the last person to go down is bleeding out, the combat still ends. You don't actually get a chance to execute them, which is a bit, I don't know. Maybe you want to. Maybe you want to. So we gain some stuff. We go and talk to this man who told us about the shady stranger. Nice job taking care of that guy. You're sending the right message. If someone fecks with you, they'll wind up dead. What was his problem? Street scum that felt like he had something to prove, trying to make his mark in the city. And there'll be more like him, trust me. I'm not worried. Tell you what, I'll keep an eye out for you. In the meantime, take this, just in case you run into any trouble. So we want to know why he's helping us. And he says, cause in his gut, his belly, the bacteria in his belly is telling him that we're good for the city. That we have the city's best interests at heart. I hope I don't let you down, random stranger who I seem to be more attached to than my own brother. I know you won't. Good luck out there. I'll keep my ear to the ground for you. So he gave us 10 notoriety, thanks. Oh, he also gave us, I think, a Thompson. What a way to get your first Thompson. So it is indeed an M1921 Thompson. 15 to 18 damage, 17 to 20 crit damage, 15% chance of a crit. But it fires off a couple of rounds. Now, the only problem is that the marksmanship, I don't know if you can see there, is minus 15. So it's telling us that I've given it to Cyril, that his marksmanship is 81. That's going to drop to 66. But I think he has the highest marksmanship. Well, we could give it to Frankie. I don't think we can't actually equip it to Norah. Cyril, I don't know what to say to you. You're supposed to be the hired gun, and everyone here has better marksmanship skills than you. But, do you know what? I want to see how Cyril with a Thompson works. Let's see how Cyril with a Thompson works. So we're back down at St. James's Gate. We're going to talk to Henry. We got a brewery. It doesn't have a spare mash tun. That's what we were looking for in the first place. But it's got enough stuff where we could salvage the one we have. Pity, I was looking forward to a brand new mash tun. Weren't we all? Weren't we all? So he's going to go off and fix that. And that brings that mission to an end. So it has increased the production somewhere. Maybe here in St. James's Gate. I'm not entirely too sure. And the very last thing to do for this episode, we're going to go and we're going to talk to Sal.
Of course.
About these missing weapons.
Okay.
So, Mr. Donovan, it's a bit of a joke that nobody knows what his name is, and now we're like, haha, we found out what your name is. Sal, are you here to squeeze more money out of me? I got a lead on your Tommy guns, but also something else that might be of interest. Frankie Yale is in town from Brooklyn and is tooling up for a war. he'd pay a high price for the guns, much higher than what I'm sure you're getting from your penniless rebels. My rebels have plenty of money. I went over this before. De Valera has about 5 million. Well, at this stage, he's about 2 million. We'll say that's a lot to consider. So think about all you could do with that money. You could even help your brother. Where are the guns? Just tell me where the guns are, or I'll be here talking for the day. The guns are in a derelict up in near south side. Some independents making a name for themselves. They're not giving up without a fight. When you get them, consider coming to see me about Frankie Yale's offer. You earned your money. So we're going to go and retrieve the guns at the very least. I'm going to leave that for the next episode. They're the groupies. They're waiting to get up on stage. Or they're waiting for the band to get up on stage the way they can start shouting at him. Cyril has gotten a talent. I didn't go for strike and move, so I don't think I'm going to go for run and gun either. Or if he is with the... Do you know what? If he's with the Thompson and his range of motion isn't great. He's not moving very far. So he's not moving very far when he does his attacks. So do you know what we'll give him? We'll give him that. So there we will leave it for today with the gang waiting for the band to come out on stage. They have a big list of songs that they want them to play. The Hills of Connemara, obviously. Carrickfergus. Do you want your old lobby washed down, Conshine? There's a big list of demands that are going to be thrown at the band. Hopefully they know their Irish tunes. We've gotten to see the start of Frankie's mission tree. There's kind of some lights and some things that kind of move in the light and the fog. It looks like Frankie has joined the Playboy Bunnies. Oh, there you go, maybe. Again, hi, it's Chicago. Don't be judging the man. But we got to see the start of his mission tree. I suppose that's what you'd call it. It's not one that I like too much. We're already seeing Liam as being a bit of a kind of a judgmental prick, and it's only going to get worse in the next section of this mission. We're being told that Frankie Yale is prepared to offer us money, and really there's very little reason so far for us to contemplate giving the weapons to Liam, especially if a big offer comes in from Frankie Yale. He tends to appear in a lot of the missions of all of the various different characters. Again, he's a real historical figure, most strongly associated, I think, with Al Capone. But here he is, he's gearing up for a war. We helped Norah, Old Country Quinn, to deal with a doctor who called her the pox. So you'd better make sure that you don't call her the pox, or she will come around, and she will put a bullet in your head, and she'll make you bleed. She'll put a bullet in your head, but you won't die from that, you'll die from the bleeding. And it's entirely possible that she'll do that anyway, if you don't like this video. So, as always, it's probably just for the best. Maybe leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so, to be kept up to date with new episodes in this series. And in any other series that I start, I'll be starting another one. I have ideas for other series that include Irish historical characters, references to Irish history. You can listen to me ramble on and on and on and on about Ireland and Irish history. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and I'll talk to you again in future.